Hello friends, my name is Ahmed. Welcome to NDT Quality YouTube channel. So friends, in today's video we are going to discuss that if you go to give an interview in liquid penetration testing IE point, then what questions can be asked at that time and what answers you have to give. So before this I have also made videos of such interview questions and answers of ultrasonic testing, radiography testing, film interpretation, magnetic particle testing in which I have discussed these interview question answers. Apart from that I had also made a video of PT. So that is a very old video. So in today's video also we will talk about such interview question answers. In this, I have added a lot of new questions. You must also watch this old video. So in today's video I have a total of 14 questions. Okay? So we will discuss this. Apart from that, if you have not yet subscribed to our channel, then definitely subscribe to the channel and also share this video with your friends and colleagues. So first of all, what questions can be asked here? Let us see this. So the first question that can be asked to you is what are the basic steps in penetrative testing? So the question about steps is always asked. Okay? So as you go to do a level 2 technician job, then you must know the steps in which PT is done. So here there are total 6 basic steps which you have to follow. While using diphenyl solvent removable method. So this step is your solvent removable method we are talking about. Okay? So apart from this, it is water washable. There is also post-emulsification method. Okay? So if you are asked the step of this also, then you should know it. But generally in India this solvent removal method is mostly used. So we will ask you its steps. So in this first of all you have to pre-clean the part. After that apply penetrant and give dwell time. Okay? Dwell time is a very important factor in PT. After that you have to remove the surface penetrant. After that apply developer and give development time. This development time is also very important. After that you have to do interpretation and evaluation. Same. So, when you go to give as a level 2 interview, then how is this interpretation and evaluation done at that time? Questions can also be asked from this. So for this you should know the code of ASME. Okay? So in ASME section at Division 1 you will get how to do interpretation and evaluation, that is, which indication to accept, which repair to give. After that the last step is post-cleaning. So these are the 6 steps which you have to remember. After that you can be asked a question like what is the basic principle behind penetrant testing? So the principle is capillary action. So how does this capillary action work? So the basic principle of liquid penetration testing is capillary action, which also allows the penetrant to enter in the opening of the defect where there is when the liquid is removed from the material surface and then re-emerges on the surface on application of a developer which has capillary action similar to blotting. So by capillary action your penetrant will enter wherever you have discontinuity or defect, and when you apply the developer then at that time similar capillary reverse capillary action will give you indication. Okay? So this is capillary action in this way. This principle is used in penetration testing. Then, what are the types of penetration testing? Then, in PT, generally there are 2 types of dyes, meaning the dyes used in penetration are of two types, either fluorescent and color contrast. Then, there are two types of penetration testing. Apart from that, you can also call this color contrast as visible. Then, there are two types of PT, fluorescent PT and visible PT. They can be used with any of the three methods of cleaning. Then, if you are looking at it in terms of cleaning, then your PT will be done in three ways. One is water washable, second is post-emulsifying, and third is solvent removable. Then, if you are asked in terms of cleaning, then there will be three types of PT. Water washable, post-emulsifying, and solvent removable. And if you ask about the dye, then PT is done in two types, color contrast and fluorescent. And here the most popular is dye penetrant, that is solvent removable. Generally solvent removable has good portability. For this generally solvent removable penetration testing is mostly used. After that, another question can be asked: which discontinuities in weld can be commonly detected by liquid penetration testing? So which discontinuities can you find in welding? So, liquid penetration testing can detect surface breaking defects such as edge cracks, surface porosity, undercut and torn cracks. So, the first thing is that whatever surface breaking defect is there, that is what you will find in PT. So, whether there is a crack, porosity, undercut or torn crack, you can find all these indications in PT and these surfaces. After that, what are the four methods of penetrating system? So, here I further talked about water washable, post-emulsified and solvent removable penetrating method. So, if you talk about it according to the code, then the methods in it are divided into four different types. So if you say method A, then it is called water washable method. If you say method B, then the post-emulsifiable lipophilic method is called method B. Method C is solvent removable method and method B is post-emulsifiable hydrophilic method. So, there are four types of PT methods in it. You can also ask this question. Apart from that, you can ask the penetration testing procedure code. It means according to which code, the method of PT is done according to which code. So in ASME Section 5, it's Article 6, you will find the method of PT. Apart from that, if you do interpretation evaluation, then which acceptance criteria do you have to follow? For this you have to follow ASME Section 8 Division 1. If you see Appendix 8 in it, you will find the acceptance criteria in it. So I have already made a video of acceptance criteria. In this, I have explained the acceptance criteria of both PT and MT. So in that you will find this acceptance criteria of PT. Apart from that, what is essential and non-essential variable? Explain any to equal. So which are the essential variables? What is non-essential variable? You can ask this. So first of all, where will you find it? So essential and non-essential variables are given in ASME Section 5 Article 6. There is a table of it. If you open Article 6, you will find this table on the first or second page, Table T 621.1. In it you will find essential and non-essential variables. So what is this actually? So change in essential variable requires requirement of procedure, while change in non-essential variable does not require requirement of procedure, so there is a complete table in it. What is given in that table that you cannot change the essential variable? If you want to change the essential variable, then you will have to require the procedure. It means that the entire procedure will have to be made again. According to the variable you change, there are essential and non-essential variables. Such variables, if you change them, then there is no need to make any requirement. So see, this is an example of essential variable method of applying penetration. So if it is written in your procedure that you have to apply the penetrant by spray, then this is an essential variable. You cannot change it. It means that you will have to apply the penetrant by spray only. If you have to apply the penetrant by cloth or by immersion technique, then for this you will have to do the requalification of the procedure. So you cannot change the essential variable. This has to be remembered always. If you want to change it, then you will have to do the requalification of the procedure. Apart from that, see the method of removing excess surface penetration. This is also an essential variable. You cannot change this also. Apart from that, the method of applying developer is also equal. So the developer that you apply generally by spray, that too is an essential variable. So if you have to use dry developer, then you can use dry developer by immersion also. So that is an essential variable. If you have written spray in the procedure, then you will have to spray the developer. Now, if we talk about non-essential variables, then see, the example of non-essential variable is personal qualification requirement. Personal qualification means whatever you have studied personally, whatever qualification you have, there is no requirement for it. For example, if you have done diploma or ITI, then it is a non-essential variable. If you have done diploma and someone else comes, he has done ITI or degree, he has to do PT. It will not make any difference. Apart from that, post-examination cleaning technique. So your test is done. After that you have to do cleaning of the part. So the technique that you use is also a non-essential variable. You can clean it in any way. So these are non-essential variables. Apart from that, another question here is, what is the minimum light intensity required for visible and fluorescent PT? So, here visible means that if you do color contrast PT, then the minimum light intensity shall be foot candle, which means 1076 lux. And visible and color contrast penetration test are equal. So for visible you need light intensity of 1076 lux or more. For fluorescence point, UV light shall achieve minimum of 1000 microwatt per centimeter square on the surface of the part being examined throughout the examination. So, when you do fluorescence PT, you have to use UV light. So at that time the intensity of UV light should be 1000 microwatt per centimeter squared or more. Equal. Apart from that, it shall be performed on a dark area with minimum ambient light level of 2-foot candles 21.5 lux measured with a calibrated white light meter at the examination surface. So here whenever you do fluorescence PT, then at that time we are telling the level of minimum ambient white light. So there should be light equivalent to 2-foot candles. Wherever you are doing PT, the entire area will be dark. But there is a little light here. How much do you need? So there should be light equivalent to 2-foot candles. And to measure this you have to use a white light meter. So there are two requirements in fluorescence. For your UV light, 1000 micro per centimeter square is required, and for ambient white light, 2-foot candles are required. After that, here suppose you have found rejected indication on weld surface, which should be minimum recorded in the report. Equal. So here a situation is given that suppose you get any rejectable indication. Equal if you get any rejectable indication on welding in the box, then when you prepare a report as a level 2, then you have to fill in all the indications in it. So here the rejectable indication shall be recorded. Equal. So first of all you have to record the rejectable indication that you have got. For that you will have to make a separate sheet, and in that as a minimum the type of indication means that the indication that you have got is linear or rounded. You have to decide that first. That means you have to decide its type and then record it. Apart from that, what is its location? Equal. So in the entire welding, you have to define the axis etc. and tell its location. And extend. Equal. Extend means that you have to measure its length or diameter. Equal. Or whether it is an aligned indication or not, you will have to tell that also. Shall be recorded. So there are 3 things here, you have to keep that in mind. It is necessary to record 3 things. At least first is the type of indication, second is location, and third is extension. So if you get a rejectable indication, then it is necessary to record these 3 things: type, location, and extension. After that, what is the temperature requirement while doing LPT? So what is the temperature requirement? So as a standard technique, the temperature of the penetrant, the surface of the part to be processed, shall not be below 40 Fahrenheit and 5 degrees centigrade, between above 125 Fahrenheit and 52 degrees centigrade through the examination period. So there are 2 things here. In temperature, it includes the temperature of the penetrant or the surface of the part, that is, the temperature of the part. So the temperature of both should be between 5 degrees centigrade to 52 degrees centigrade. Not less than 5 degrees and not more than 52 degrees. Equal. So throughout the examination, you have to maintain this temperature. Equally 5 degrees to 52 degrees centigrade. This includes the temperature of the penis and also the temperature of the part surface. Apart from that, local heating and cooling is permitted provided the part temperature remains in the range of 40 Fahrenheit to 125 Fahrenheit. That means 5 degrees to 52 degrees centigrade during the examination. So during the examination, if you have to do local heating or cooling, then the temperature limit in this is 5 degrees to 52 degrees centigrade. So now you can heat or cool your part within this limit. So this is the limit of your temperature. You can also be asked a question about equal temperature in the interview. Apart from that, advantages and limitations of LPT. So I have made a separate video for this, which will be available in our channel's playlist. So I have explained the advantages and limitations of the method of LPT in it. So you can watch that video in it. Apart from that, another question can also be asked about the developer, that types of developer used in penetration testing. So here in PT, 6 types of developers are actually used. So it is according to the form. So the form A developer is called dry developer. The second form B developer is a water-soluble developer. Form C developer water suspendable form D aqueous non-aqueous developer type 1 which we use in fluorose testing and it is solvent-based. The non-aqueous developer is always solvent-based. The form E developer is also of non-aqueous type, but we use it in visible dye. This is also your solvent base. And generally when we do solvent removal visible PT, then at that time this form E developer is mostly used. And form F is used for special applications. Okay? And this developer is used for permanent record keeping. So, I have made a separate video of what all developers are used. In this I have discussed all these developers, how they are used and which form they are. So, you will find that 2 in the PT playlist of our channel. Apart from that, another question is what is aluminum crack panel block, how to use it. So aluminum crack panel block is generally used for quality check in penetration testing. So crack aluminum test block compares sensitivity of different penetrations for sensitivity of new and used penetrations. So your crack aluminum test block is used for comparing the sensitivity of different penetrations. It is also called comparison block or comparator block. So if you have an old penetration and a new penetration, then what is the difference in the sensitivity of both? You have to check that. So this aluminum comparator block is used for that. So, how is it used? This is done by processing one half of the block with used penetration and the other half with the fresh penetration. Equal. So the blocks in this have 2 portions. So in the half portion, we use used penitent i.e. old penitent and in the other half portion, we apply fresh penitent equally. And after that, whatever washing etc. is there, we do the same in both. And finally we see the pattern of the cracks in it. So what are the differences in the used penitent and the fresh penitent? That comparison is done equally. Look here, this is its figure. This is the type of block. There are a lot of cracks here. Equally on both sides. So this crack is created here by heat treatment. The crack is created completely by quenching heat treatment. And in this portion, one penitent is applied in this and one penitent in the other portion and both are compared. It is manufactured to meet the ASME boiler pressure code sections 5 and 8 in MIL standard I 23135C. So this block is manufactured as per ASME and MIL standards. Crack aluminum block is made from 2024 aluminum. So the aluminum material used is 2024 aluminum. And its dimension is 3/2 inch and thickness is 3/8 inch. 1/8 inch wide grooves separate the blocks from side to side to facilitate side-by-side pentant comparison. So the groove made in the middle is 1/8 inch groove and the block is compared side by side. So this groove here in the middle is 1/8 inch groove. Similarly, questions can be asked about your aluminium comparator block. So, I have covered these 14 questions in this. So, I hope you have understood these interview questions and answers. If you have any doubt in this, then you can ask me in the comment box. Okay, thank you.